What is good? It's been so long. It's been so long since the last time I did a live stream. It's been so long. It looks like the volume needs to be increased, so how can I do that? Okay, wait, so it should be a lot louder now. Let me see. Okay, wait, so it should be a lot louder now. And I don't want that to echo, so gotta mute that stream, but I'm just gonna keep it here just so I can keep track of what's going on. So, I think I'm going to go and play a long game mode, and I'm going to put the code in the chat just in case someone joins. I know I don't usually have too many viewers, but, you know, might be fun if I do get one or two. Wait, no. Alright, so this has got to be Hawaii for sure, right? I think it's Honolulu because if you look, there is these little things over here. Which part of Honolulu? I'm not too sure about that though. Let me just see if I can make sure of it. Yeah, this is Hawaii. It's so red as well. Hilo. Hilo, that explains why I felt a bit off, but that's unexpected. Concrete roads. Where do I find these kinds of concrete roads in the US? This looks like a very New England type of architecture. Very New England like. Well, just Northeast in general. But it also feels a bit Midwestern in some ways. Look at that plate, it has a bit of red on the top. I'm gonna go Ohio here. Nice. Correct state. Springfield. Every state has one of them. Springfield. California for sure. There's a palm tree up here. It's like a desert. There's the 3 yellow things on the pole. So this is Eastern California, but which part of California? I would say it's neither Los Angeles, North Bay area, somewhere in between. I'll go like Bakersfield. Alright, so it was this area near Los Angeles. Not quite sure what you call this place, but it's kind of matched that vibe. That porch is on stilts. I don't know if that's a regional thing. If I can take anything away from that. That does look like a bit of green on that license plate. Steep roofs. Clearly not anywhere near the south. It does look like that building's made out of brick, so this could be Missouri. messages so I don't have to constantly check my stream. Okay, I think I'm going to block this for a moment. Alright, I can show it again. Click to unmute. Offline. What does it mean offline? Let me put something in chat as a test. It doesn't seem to be picking it up. Oh, that's a problem. Well, I'm not gonna spend ages fixing that problem. I'll just go back to what I was doing, because I don't want to make this too boring. Yeah, there is some green there. I'm very unsure about this one. Feels like that wooden siding. This might be like New England. I'm not too sure. Feels like Midwest, I think. Feels a bit too flat to be this region. This might be Missouri. St. Louis. I'll go St. Louis. This was Minnesota, really? Just felt a bit too eastern to be Minnesota. That kind of comes as a surprise. Oh, this is easily Hawaii, but which island? Well, the dirt's very red. Feels a bit too red to be Honolulu. This could definitely be Maui. I don't think this is Kauai, despite the red dirt. I think Maui has one or two buildings like this. It seems to fit. Oh yeah, forgot there is a region of Honolulu that does look like that. So that makes a bit of sense. 16k, not the best round, but also not the worst. So round 2, I wonder if I can do better this time. That looks like an Illinois license plate. Maybe a Connecticut one, not too sure. 708, do I know that one? I don't think I do. Now from this angle, it does not look like an Illinois license plate. It looks more like South Dakota, maybe. Maybe Michigan, I'm not too sure. That one does though. I feel like we're in Illinois here. Probably Chicago. Could be St. Louis, but I think this is Chicago. This fits Chicago more, especially with how it's not hilly at all. If only I knew that 708 area code. Well, I will after this. It is Chicago. Nice. So there's huge mountains in the background, and there's Spanish-style architecture. So this seems certainly like California. Which region of California? I would go somewhere between LA and San Diego. Maybe that region that we saw earlier. Not really Anaheim. Maybe like down here. Not a terrible guess. This round's been going pretty well. Okay, that's clearly Utah. Look at that mountain. I think certainly Salt Lake City, right? So let me just go Salt Lake City and hope for the best. Awesome. I could make this my new record of a round if I do well enough. I have to try really hard now. I'm gonna put a bit more focus and a bit more time into front plate right there. That's a big clue. This clearly feels like south to me. That looks like a North Carolina license plate. And I think this is a signature North Carolina type of street sign where they have a bunch of information on the left and right. All these plates do seem to match North Carolina, and the architecture and the trees, everything does seem to match North Carolina. I wonder if I can find any specific clues though that directly point to which city, or even just confirming that it is in North Carolina. Oh, that is an American flag license plate. I don't remember which one that is. Can't seem to find any specific clues. To be fair, I'm not too educated on those specific clues, but I just can't seem to see anything. Oh shoot. Where is that? Evansville, Kentucky? I'm so bad at Kentucky. Dang it. Way to ruin a great round. Massive mountains. This doesn't really feel like the jagged, like Southern Rockies though. This feels like Montana. I wonder if I can find any other specific regional clues. This hill here, very brown, covered in these little shrubs. These do look like the shrubs you find in the Rockies. Or actually, are they? I'm not too educated on the vegetation either. Gotta study this stuff. I want to get good. Don't have the time for that. Am I kidding? I have time to live stream. So, I don't know. I'm just gonna go with what I know from the start. But it feels too much like a desert to be Montana, right? It feels too deserty. I also know Montana. I don't know. It could be like, if this is Nevada or Arizona or New Mexico, that would be annoying. Nevada. Yeah, forgot that part of Nevada has that. Still did better than last round though. Not a terrible round. Besides that final guess. Which one is that? I'm not too sure. I don't have any good guess here. Where is this? No front plate, that's a big clue. This could be Michigan. Do I see any other signs of that though? Can't seem to find very much that points to Michigan on the map. The trees actually look like southern. These look like southern trees, with how tall they are. Why did I think it was Michigan again? Oh yeah, no front plates. So that is useful though, because it rules out Texas. Doesn't look anything like Texas architecture either way though. I think maybe Indiana? Indiana wouldn't be a bad guess here, would it? How about Cincinnati? We'll go Cincinnati. Charlotte. It felt a bit too southern to be Cincinnati. Probably should have read that more closely. I'm not too upset with that though. Felt a bit difficult. This feels like Shirley, Texas. Texas, everywhere you look, you see these brown houses, occasionally a white one, but everything feels so brown. There's complex stuff with the roofs. What's the plural? Houses just feel big, complex roof patterns. Like, look at this. A bazillion different things sticking out of this house. That's what you see in Texas. And these seem like tropical trees. I don't know if you'd call them palms or something like that. Like this and this as well. So that points towards Houston. This looks like it's a California license plate just thrown in there randomly. Maybe Texas has one of those too. Who knows? What? Oh, I totally shouldn't have overlooked those license plates. I am really upset about that. I don't know how I got that wrong. I'm just gonna try and go past that. This feels like Miami. This absolutely feels like Miami. And yeah, that pretty much confirms it. Well, confirms that it's Florida. It could technically be some other city, but I think Miami. Yep, awesome. Nice guess to make up for that terrible one. I still can't believe it. This is something that I think, I forgot if this is exclusive to Wisconsin. I think this is a Wisconsin thing, those high voltage signs. These little green signs, I'm not sure. I think that's state specific, but I don't know which state. Looks like there is a front plate there. Not enough to confirm much though. I think this could easily be Wisconsin. This could also easily be... Wait a minute. Let me look a bit closer. Everything around me is a pine. Look at that. Everything around me is a pine tree. I just went straight towards looking for like random pole stuff before even looking at the actual scenery. These are all pines. You would never see this many pines in Michigan or Wisconsin. Wait. I saw this. Who clicked on the stream for a second? I don't even know. Still no players here. Makes sense. Who wants to watch a random guy being a nerd for so long? Oh, music is glitching out for me. I don't know. You can hear that from there. Let me just make sure my mic is still working. Music is glitching out for me. You can hear it. Yep, the mic is still working. I should probably turn down this sound because I did seem a bit hard to hear. How do you adjust the volume? How do you do that? Huh? I can just adjust the volume here. Alright, so it looks like my input capture is going above this. I think that means that it's working. So yeah, I just gotta hope. So anyway, back to Geoguessr. Where is this? I don't understand. What? What is this? Could this be Idaho? I mean, there's signs that point to Michigan or Wisconsin, but those don't have this many pine trees, do they? Does Michigan Peninsula have pine trees? I'm not too sure. What if I just click there and hope it does? It was Wisconsin. Should have gone with those clues. There are mountains in the background. That really limits it. This... I'm still not too sure where this is. What crop is growing here? Well, the fact that a crop is growing at all tells us something. But I can't quite remember what. That is, I don't remember which states down here have those kinds of crops. Not enough of a nerd for that. There's a palm tree. That is a big clue that points to Arizona. And that's exactly where I'm gonna go. I'll go Tucson though, because it doesn't feel urban enough to be Phoenix. It was Phoenix, okay. That makes sense. Not the best of rounds. That is a New Jersey license plate. They're all over, so this is clearly in New Jersey. Alright. So where in New Jersey? Very compact grid. Very urban. Many two-story houses. This seems to match Philadelphia pretty well. I don't know what about it, it just feels like Philadelphia to me. More than Newark, but it is Newark. Okay. This modern house. Where are modern houses common? Not too sure. What about Chicago here? Nah, the license plate doesn't match Chicago. Well, there are front plates which would point to that, but it can also point to anywhere in the Northeast. One thing's for sure, which is that this is not in the South. Absolutely not. I also don't think it's in the West. I think it must be in this region. This region that's on screen here. But that doesn't narrow it down that much. To really narrow it down, where do I go? I feel like anyone who's a pro would instantly know where these signs are found, but I don't. Because like I said, I'm not that level of a nerd. Although I kinda am. It's just my excuse for not knowing this. But yeah, this feels like the Northeast. I'm not too sure. Where in the Northeast? I'll guess like New York. Denver? Denver? That was in Denver? Oh my gosh. I need to lock in. Yeah, clearly Florida, right? This better be Florida. No front plates, okay, that gives me some... it makes me less nervous. No front plates, nice, so it can't possibly be Texas. Because that's the one thing that makes me nervous when I get places like this, is that every once in a while, I'll see a place like this, and instead of... What? Orlando? Okay. But every once in a while, I'll get a place like this, and instead of Florida, it'll be Texas. And I'll be so confused. Which license plate is that? I have no idea. Idaho, maybe? No, this is not Idaho. This is California. I have to look around before making my decisions. I don't care what the license plates say, this has gotta be California. Los Angeles or Bay Area? Or San Diego? I would go Los Angeles. Irvine, alright. Pretty good. No front plate. This really makes me think like, I don't know, like Rust Belt type area. Could be like the eastern side of Chicago. The Indiana side because no front plates. Or it could be like Detroit. I'm gonna go Detroit. Why not? Maryland again. I say again because Maryland always messes with me. Maryland is the hardest state in this game. Besides maybe Delaware, but you rarely ever get Delaware. Where is this? Wait a minute, I gotta look at that right there. Does this say 800? Yeah, so it's not useful. Well, what is this right here? Is this Louisiana? That little orange bit down there? There's two of them, so that suggests it's the main plate. And then there's that blue one. Do I see any palm trees? No, I can't seem to find any. Oh, nah. Just took that pine. Why is there graffiti on the back of the stop sign? Yeah, I don't think there's that much I can take away from this. I think... Oh, wait a minute. Is that an oil drill? Or is that just a random piece of machinery? That's just a random piece of machinery. Am I stupid? Baton Rouge is where I'll go. New Orleans. Not too bad. I wonder if I've gotten a single viewer. I don't even care. It's just for fun. Coping mechanism. Also, wait a minute. Is this Spanish moss? That is really confusing. What? No, those are pines. Are those pines? Nah, that's pines. Yeah, that's pines. I don't know. But is it? Do pines really, like, droop down like that? It has to be. Oh yeah, look at the edges. Yeah, those are pines. I can't be stupid. So many pines. So pine heavy. Feels a bit too lush to be like the Rockies. But a bit too pine heavy to be northeast. This could be northeast. Let me look at the architecture. I don't know enough about it for this. One story though. That also points towards maybe like Kentucky, West Virginia, Virginia, just like the foothills of the Appalachians. Or maybe Pittsburgh. Let me look at the license plates. Do those give any clues? There's a front plate. Okay, and there's another. Looks like this is one that requires them. So that means it could be Maryland or Virginia. I think I'll go Virginia. Richmond. It was Maryland. Okay. Not too bad. I'm happy I got at least the general area. So where is this? Ooh, I feel like I've seen that pink building before. Just feels familiar. Oh, big buildings. That means this is Honolulu. Probably near Pearl City. So I'll go like here. Oh, way down here. Okay. But still, I'm glad I got the island right. So, this is definitely the Deep South. This is a multi-level house. Is that what you call them? I don't know. This is I can't get that many region-specific clues. All I can tell is that this is the South. South Carolina, maybe. Nah. Alabama, Mississippi. I don't know. I'll go Alabama. Right state. Wrong region. What kind of architecture is this? This is a pure white license plate. That one is yellow and black, which is the New York one. And New York does not seem like a terrible guess here. Can I see any region-specific things? Once again, there's probably something here. There's probably many things here that any good player could take away. That I'm missing. Or maybe not. Who knows? That sign? I don't know. I don't know where that sign is from. Like, this thing being on the pole, I think that's everywhere. But yeah, so many of these things, it just really gives northeastern vibes, in my opinion. So, oh, this thing? This, like, I heard that these things on the side of buildings is a Gulf Coast thing. I don't know, I'll go New York, though. Nice. Very good guess. 21,700. Very good. Where is this? Flamingo? So there's these lines in the middle. Oh, there's red on top. That's a good clue. But I don't see that anywhere else. So this is very difficult for me. Very unsure about this. Where on earth is this? What? I'll just read all these signs over and over, every single one. Building value for life. Oh no, that's what they all say. Okay. But this does look like an Idaho license plate. I would not be too surprised. It just feels so wide open. It could easily be Ohio. I mean, not Ohio. Idaho. I'll go like here. It was in Boise, Idaho. Alright. Boise probably made more sense there considering how many houses there were. So which part of Florida is this? This is obviously Florida. I'm glad to get an easy one finally. But which part of Florida? Feels like every single tree is a palm tree. So that makes me think maybe Miami. Awesome, Boca Raton. Which one is this? 360 East. This has gotta be Hawaii, right? 360 East? Iulalena. Yeah, this is Hawaii. I don't know why, but that thing where you see a bunch of mailboxes right next to each other, I see that all over in Hawaii. I don't know what that thing is called. Like, what is that? I feel like that's something I should know. There's those random big pines you see right for some reason. Things that look like pines over there. So this could be Kauai. It has that like unpopulated vibe of Kauai. I'll go Kauai. Maui. So I didn't get that many points off that. It's okay, it's okay. Oh, trivia. Trivia here. The Hana Highway, aka Road to Hana, connects Kahului. Oh, I should have used that highway thing. I should have looked at the highway, 360. The trip takes about 2.5 hours to drive since the highway is very winding, narrow, and I don't know what this says, but it's tagged over 50. It has over, probably just they misspelled has, over 59 bridges, of which 46 are only 1 lane wide. Trivia 2, this is Hawaii. Oh, nice fact, very useful. This feels... Where in the US is this? What part of the US looks like this? This is so close. What? Who lives here? Isn't this kind of like the Detroit stereotype? This is like the stereotype of what Detroit is like, right? Definitely does feel like a Rust Belt type of state. I think I'll go Detroit. Middle of Detroit. Maryland again. Washington, D.C. messes me up so much. It looks like every single U.S. state. These black street signs with this fancy text. But these trees look like... Are they southern trees? I don't know. This does look like the South, I think. Especially with a bit of that red dirt. 769. Do I know that area code? I don't think I do. South State Outer. Yeah, so it does look like it's the South. Could be Georgia. And I think I'm gonna go Georgia, but just because it feels like a very nice place. Jackson, Mississippi. I did not know Jackson, Mississippi had like fancy looking places like that. Well, not the best round. These street lines, nothing special here. They actually, do they feel a bit wider than usual? I don't think they do. So, which... Are there any good clues here? These trees up here don't tell me that much. I mean, there's pines, deciduous present. Okay, I'm speaking like a fancy person, like a nerd, in other words. I also have no idea where in the US houses look like this. Best I can do is say this is not South. Now I have to get more specific than that. Where is this though? Do I see any Kentucky rumble strips? No, I do not. Any rumble strips at all? Nope. This is very annoying. Storm drains. So it does look like somewhere that gets a lot of rain. Reddish dirt here. Those are super tall pines. What if I go Virginia? New Jersey. Oh, this has got to be Utah, right? Yeah, it's absolutely Utah. And look at that straight sign. 1150 north. That's how Utah does them. So yeah, Salt Lake for sure. Can't see any other place other than Salt Lake that would look like this. So I think I'm gonna go a bit north. Actually, wait, I don't know. I don't know which one has these sorts of peaks. I should have gone more north. But yeah, nice guess. This one is clearly Florida. This has got to be Miami, right? Nice. Another good guess. Hope I can get some more and salvage something from this round. Warrior Street, Gal Avenue. Looking at this house here, it is one story and there's a trailer next to it. This buffalo symbol is a Wyoming symbol. That's the symbol of Wyoming, that buffalo. Could this be Wyoming though? There's a guy with a little red hat. And yeah, this could be Wyoming. Could also be South Dakota. I think it's definitely somewhere in that region. Wait, these little lakes everywhere? I forgot where you see those sorts of little lakes everywhere. I think around this region. I'll go here. Not too bad. On the street, everything feels like it's just the usual. No dead giveaways here. So, these types of fences, where are these types of fences most common? Not too sure. I would zoom in on those things, but I am playing no moves, so that's not a possibility. Those hanging signs are very common in Michigan. But they can be found outside of it too. Clearly a forest of trees with fall colors. I'm gonna guess northeast, so like Pennsylvania, how about that? Maryland. It's always Maryland. I have to learn Maryland. A rusty old thing? Homeless guy? Or maybe just a guy. No, this is just a painter, not a homeless guy. Here's a church, a big, super thin building, gun store, and no front plates. Michigan. I know I say Michigan a lot, but like, come on. This feels so much like Detroit. Could be Ohio too, but I'm gonna go Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, I can't really explain my reasoning. That just felt like Detroit. What is on that sign? Because that happened to be like the shape of the state that's on that sign. No, that's like the no burglars thing. This is a concrete road. There's a pride flag, so it might be a left-leaning state. There's green on the right over there. Maybe New Hampshire or somewhere near there. I would not say this is New Hampshire. I think it's somewhere near New Hampshire. But look at these hills. This looks like the Appalachian Mountains. That sort of region. I don't know. I'll go Boston, Massachusetts. Oh, Omaha, Nebraska. Oh my goodness. I just gotta get that one out of my head. Every single one of these looks the same. It all has that little orange spot in the middle. That could be Georgia then. Oh wait, no, that's the Florida thing. Were those Florida license plates? I cannot tell. It does look like this is the Gen 2 camera. I don't know, this is like the old bad camera. So maybe that's why it's hard to tell. I don't know the generations and stuff. I don't think there's been a single person on this stream. Nice. Coast Dental. So this is a coastal place. Since it was so hard to tell, I mean it's probably not Miami. I would guess like coastal Orlando. Tampa. Okay, Tampa makes sense too. So where is this? I mean, where in Hawaii is this? Because it's obviously Hawaii. Is this Kauai? This could be one of the 3 red ones. Lanai, Molokai. Well, not Kaho'olawe, but could be Lanai or Molokai. I would not be too surprised if it were one of those. Does look pretty remote. I might actually guess Molokai. That's a risky guess. I don't think it's a good one, actually. I'm gonna change my mind and go like this part of Maui. It was Molokai. Oh my gosh. Right where I was about to guess, that would have been like almost 5,000. But the result I got was not terrible. There's clearly a very high-class neighborhood. Rich neighborhood, so what does that mean? So there is a curb here. Dalton something. Chip taken off that stop sign. But yeah, all these are 2 stories. Every single tree looks like one that loses its leaves. And there are no front plates. So where could this be? Could be Pennsylvania. It was Pennsylvania, just I didn't guess the right part. Philadelphia made more sense. So start game, new round, and I just keep on doing this over and over. Is this California? Yeah, I think this is a weird part of California. It's kind of hard to tell that this is California, but I think it is. Can I spot the yellow on the top of poles though? Because that would confirm it. Oh, yellow on the side of poles. There we go. That's California. Which part though? I forgot which part it was that looked like this. I think like up here? Bakersfield. That's what Bakersfield looks like. Okay. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Where do signs look like that? I've totally forgotten. Sometimes you'll see like tropical looking places like this in Alabama. Southern Alabama. I'll go here. Maryland again. Oh wait, that was Virginia, the same city. Oh my gosh. This feels like Texas. Actually, this might not. Nah, this isn't Texas. Because there's no front plate right there. I mean, right here. But one car isn't enough to confirm it. 972. Do I know that one? 972. Nope, I don't know that one. Actually, I think I do know that one. I think that's a Houston one. Okay, I'll go Houston. It's a Dallas one. Florida. I do have to go for just a moment. So, oh shoot. I will pause this. Oh shoot, I left my mic muted that whole time. I wasn't able to be heard. Doesn't matter though, because there was nobody watching this entire time. But what I was saying is basically, I could tell that was Iowa at the start, but then I saw that front plate which made me change my mind. And it turned out it was just someone breaking the rules. So this is obviously Texas. Where in Texas? This feels like Dallas. Or actually, this part doesn't feel flat enough to be Dallas, so it could be Houston. Let me see if I see any city-specific signs. Nope, I don't see very many clues. Why is there no front plate on that one? So that shows why you don't trust that meta. I'll go Dallas. Seems like the safe bet here. Nice. So this clearly feels northeastern. Definitely feels like New England area. With how many trees there are, and how they line the roads, and the types of trees as well. It all matches northeast. But these types of houses do not at all match the northeast. These are brick, short, one story, fairly long. 724. Do I know that one? Probably not, but let me think. I think I actually got that one earlier. Wait a minute. I think I might have gotten that one earlier. I don't know. I'm gonna guess Maryland here because Maryland always trips me up. And it was Pittsburgh. Or some suburb of Pittsburgh. Newcastle. Premier League team. These signs have a lot of info on them. North Carolina signs tend to have a lot of info on them. This does have no front plate. Does North Carolina have no front plate? It does have no front plate. Alright, so wait, let me make sure that my mic is still working. Oh yeah, my mic is working perfectly fine. So to avoid echo, I will turn that off. I'm sorry, I have to keep regularly checking. I'm not an experienced YouTuber. I will not describe myself by the term YouTuber at all, since I don't post for such a long period of time. Oh wait, these lines are extra spaced apart. That is a big regional clue. I forgot which regions that is though. I think that means Mississippi, Louisiana, or Arkansas? But it doesn't feel like any of those places. I'm gonna have to check the Plunkett guide after this. It does feel like North Carolina. I'll just go there. It was Arkansas! I should stop going with my gut. Start going with what the clues tell me. Architecture. I think the road lines are a bit up. What does it say about that? So where is the road lines? Where are the road lines mentioned? Here. A larger gap in between. Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Oregon. Alright. This is taking up like a lot of RAM, but who cares? Florida. This one's boring because it's just too easy. It's just Florida. Well, I guess the fun part is deciding which part of Florida is it. And doesn't feel tropical enough to be Miami. Might be Miami, but I'll go Tampa. It's kind of ironic. I said it's not tropical enough to be Miami, and what it actually is Tropical Park. This does have that Texas style graininess. Texas has concrete most of the time. This dry shrubs, it does match Texas. Some rural part of Texas. All of this stuff matches Texas. Besides the roads being asphalt. Texas usually has concrete, but I think there are many parts of Texas that go against that, so I'll go this area. Oh my gosh, North Dakota. Okay, could have done better on that last one. These are very thick road lines, it looks like. And that is the white marker, so where are those white markers found? Well, I guess I'm gonna find out. There's a white thing on the road. I think that's fine. That's found in all of these coastal states, West Coast, all of the southern states, as well as Arkansas and also Massachusetts. Or that might be the yellow one. This might be a different one. Not too sure. I think my guess here is going to be Virginia. Did feel a bit more southern. The hilliness is what got me. Which license plate is that? Is that a North Dakota one? That could be a North Dakota one. The North Dakota one kind of looks a bit differently like that. A bit different from that, from what I remember. So I'm not positive about it. This also... Does this feel like North Dakota? I'm really unsure about that. I don't know. Bit nervous to go there, but I can't see many better options. Well, I can see a lot of better options. But, I mean, license plates don't lie very often. There's another one that looks like that, and those look like North Dakota plates, so where else could it possibly be? The license plates say it, it's true. Gotta be mine it. Nope, I had the right idea with what I was doing at first. Grand Forks, but it was the right state. So, wait, it's doing a weird highlighting thing. There we go. So what clues do I have here? I don't see much to work with. I don't see many clues. It doesn't feel like there's that much to talk about here. There are these very long houses that match the south. This does feel southern. This patchy dirt mixed with some red dirt over there. These tall, scraggly pines. Surely not Georgia. If it is, it could be a rural part of it. That looks like a tropical type of thing, so it could be like the Florida Panhandle, something like that. The Florida Panhandle, I think that's where I'll go. I'll go Tallahassee. Augusta makes sense. Oh boy, I wonder where this is. Said nobody ever. Nobody in their entire right mind would have to wonder where that is. $4.12. $4.12. I don't think I know that one. I don't. Okay. Paper retriever. It doesn't have a city name on it though. Or is that 417? I'm not too sure. 412, that is what the code is. So most of these cars seem to have no front plate. This does feel kind of like the South, but like the Appalachian part of the South. I do hear my dog barking downstairs. I don't know if that's picked up on the mic. So that might mean I'll have to go soon. I'll go West Virginia. Not too bad. I'm happy with that. I got it right that it's Appalachians. Appalachians, that's how you say it. Random thing. When you look on a map, when I look at a map I realize just how big Alaska really is compared to everything else. Like, it's not even close. It's the biggest state and it's not even close. Like, I think there's 20 states. 20 states can fit in it. Over 20. 29 and a half here. This feels like Kentucky. Kentucky? Yeah, this is very like Kentucky type stuff. Is that a Kentucky flag? I think it is, but I'm not too sure. I'll go Lexington. Awesome. Did I get the right state? Yep, I technically did. Might have to go soon. Or at the very least, mute soon. Probably go though. Probably I'm gonna have to go a bit soon. Gonna have to end this. Try to get one round off before that happens. So I'll have to go a bit faster. Where is this? I can't tell. Oklahoma maybe? No, Texas. I'll go Texas. I'm really unsure about which region. I'll go Austin. Nice! The way I said nice sounded kind of zesty. I don't know if zesty is the right word. It was just off. Florida? Northern Florida? Yeah, Northern Florida. Wrong region of Florida. It's okay though. Concrete would make you think Texas at first, but nope, it's this type of concrete is common in Iowa. But that license plate does not match Iowa. That license plate matches Oklahoma, which actually makes perfect sense here. Oklahoma. That's where I think I'll go. Do I see any regional indicators? Not that many. Nothing besides the usual stuff. And this concrete right here. Oklahoma. St. Louis. That makes sense. Whew. Where's this? What? Is this Alaska? Is this Alaska? Or is this just like some really foresty part of Washington? Unfortunately, there's a tree on the camera, so it's very hard to tell. This could just be an ultra foresty part of Washington. Might not be Alaska. Only the graffiti said what state it was. I hate when I can't tell between Alaska and Washington. It's always very disappointing to not be able to tell. Looking at this a second time, it might be neither of those. It might be somewhere totally different, and then I'll be super ashamed if I get it wrong. I feel like I'm going to be very ashamed if I get this wrong. I'm going to go Seattle. Yeah, let's forget that one. I have time for one more. Just one, though. Indian Hill. This is a white flag. I don't know the state flags because they're pretty rare. They pretty rarely show up, so I did not memorize them. Probably should memorize them. Could this be Texas? Feels a bit too hilly to be Texas and a bit too southern. This could be Louisiana. That's where I'll go. Okay, let's just forget that one. What was that? Nothing unique from the license plates. There is a palm tree. That's super important. Now let me look at the poles. Ooh, the palm tree combined with the poles, that reveals it's a state that has palm trees, but not California. That's super useful. Super useful. So glad I found that. I'm gonna go South Carolina. Charleston. Houston, that makes so much sense. Why did I not even think of Houston? The 10. So the 10. Do they like start, are they like low on the left? Wait, 10 in what direction? Where's the compass? Here. Looks like the 10 north. Oh shoot. I have to go now.